the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Next to me, Kenny the
We're in a place they call the American Airlines Arena in downtown Miami, Florida. Right on the water, the home of the Heat, where we're broadcasting live today. Welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. With David Aldridge on our sideline, and here with me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, this is Kevin Harlan. They are right where they want to be right now. Only one loss so far in the first 7 games of the season.
Yeah, this is a great team, and I wouldn't put it past them to continue to play at a very high level. I mean, that's the makeup of the squad. You know, they've got great character, tremendous talent, and obviously very well coached. They very well could continue to play this kind of basketball throughout the course of the season.
Now the starting group for the visitors. The natural out there was Simmons. And it's Rain Man, then it's the Machine, and it's Favors in at the power forward position. Here's the natural. He's guarded by Dragic. And there it is for him.
Yeah, nice little way to take the early lead.
I see the effort, already pushing the action, trying to establish a presence.
Now here's Dragic. Tipped away. And they're moving it up. Here's the natural. Finished off the break.
And a lot to like about that play, particularly how it ends.
Yeah, at the rack. That's what you want in transition, a high percentage look.
Here's Waiters, and out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. And Miami has possession. 4-point game. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
You know, they're the visiting team. It's a loud arena, very distracting at times, but simply no excuse for missing a ton of free throws.
You know what? The issue that night, the misses became contagious, and the guys lost more and more confidence as it went along.
This one for 3. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
The defense was decent, but not good enough. That's his shot, and when he gets any daylight, he's going to let it fly.
Winslow setting the pick for Dragic. Pass to Winslow. Poke loose. They set the screen. Whiteside kicks to Waiters. Over Simmons. That's no good. Couldn't get his first shot to go. Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Eric Spoelstra. David?
Right, Kevin. When he talked about this game plan, he said the other team is just too fast to make this an up-and-down battle. He said if this is a half-court game, we win, and if it's a fast-break game, they win. Kevin?
Thanks so much, David. And here are the Heat now. They trail by 7. And Waiters kicks to Winslow. And here they come. Here's Rain Man. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Rain Man's got 5 points so far.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And Waiters, here we go. And then Waiters with the jam.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
That's what happens when you get an excellent screen like that. He had plenty of space to slash right toward the basket.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
15 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Now here's Powell. Tight defense on him. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, easy call.
5 seconds left to play in the first. Here's Rain Man. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And so it's the And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the visiting team, what do you think?
Well, what's that saying, guys? Sharing is caring.
Here's Rozier. Justice Winslow out there with Young. Then there's Norman Powell. And it's Adebayo in at the center position. That's the group in the game for the Heat.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Terrific defensive instincts to come away with that one, and he showed no hesitation in how he completed that transition opportunity.
Whoa!
Beautiful, beautiful.
Oh, forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend.
And how? Brilliant throwdown.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Showing no mercy, double-digit lead, and still putting it on him.
Powell with the screen. Here's Winslow. Can't hit from 12.
Well, if you're the coach, you're frustrated right now. That's exactly the look you're trying to get on offense.
That one goes in. That's 10 points for Rain Man.
Once he's dialed in, helping to dictate the flow of this game.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
And coach most likely wants to address their turnover issues. The offense looks forced right now, rush, there's no synergy to it. They have to find a way to work together and remain aggressive without making mistakes.
Set it up, bring the play in.
1:51 left in the first half of basketball. Winslow kicks to Powell. Young against Thomas. Young's shot is off.
How many times have you seen him do that? Losing focus on a simple lay-in.
The Heat trail by 13. 1:25 left to play in the first half. Winslow dishes to Powell. Screen by Young. The jump hook. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Miami's Eric Spoelstra is known for his focus and his devotion to work. How does he stay centered? Yoga. He said, I like it because you have to keep your eyes on your own mat. If you're not focused on the spot in front of you, you'll fall over. Kevin, that mindfulness translates across the board.
Mindfulness. That's an interesting way to look at things, D.A. Spo is a great communicator. Knows how to certainly get through to his team. Powell, the pass to Waiters. Screen by Young. Favors brings the double. Outside, Dragic. Right side kicks to Dragic. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Waiters. It's hauled in by Adams.
I mean, the mid-range jump shot, a lot of guys have a hard time knocking it down.
Nobody near Allen. The three-pointer, no good. The Heat trail by 13. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Waiters dishes to Dragic. Powell with the screen. And stolen by Favors. Here we go, one-on-one. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Favors got his first points of the game.
Oh, yeah, when a bigger guy like Favors runs down the court like that, it helps open up the offense.
And stolen by Simmons. Here's Allen. And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And the teams are going to have to wait before heading to the locker room. They're going to bring out the monitor and see if he got that shot off in time.
And a chance here to just double-check the ruling on the floor. I wasn't sure if he got it off in time or not, so I appreciate the second look as well.
And it looks like they got it right this time. No basket. The clock had expired while the ball was still in his hands.
Yeah, and even if they don't show it, I know.
And so it's the visiting team. Their lead at 15 going into the break. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show. Checking out the visiting team. Kenny, what did you see from them?
Well, they knocked the wind out of the defense in transition, converting fast break baskets in volume. It's a runaway lead right now. In fact, this looks like a track meet.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Heat?
Well, they got a ton of issues to work out. Allow way too high a percentage to be shot against them. Not really showing any energy on defense.
That's it for halftime. Glad you could join us.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. You look at Rain Man, what a country. The Heat trail by 15. They've got Rain Man. The machine is out there with Favors, and it's the natural, and it's Simmons in at the 2 spot. And Dragic has it in the corner. 6 to shoot. Tipped away. And here's the fast break. Here's Rain Man. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
And just carrying over from his last game, completely dialed in. You can sense his confidence.
I totally agree. Heat check after heat check. He realizes, man, I'm still hot.
Knocked loose. Dragic with a wide open look. And that one hits back iron.
Not sure of the thought process on that one. Really bad shot selection.
Well, you're playing for the team, not just yourself. They needed much better execution that trip down the floor.
Simmons with it. Misses the baby hook. And so the ball's out of bounds. Winslow touched it last. A different look for Miami. Adebayo is checked in for Whiteside. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Goran Dragic. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. The pass to Rozier. From outside, off the mark.
If you're trying to keep the defense honest, that's the one you really have to make.
Goes back up. Pass to the natural. Three-pointer. That one misses. And the Heat going the other way now.
Just 1 for 4 since the break. They are looking for better efficiency on the offensive end.
They set the pick. Knocked loose. Raiders against Berea. Lock at 6. In the corner, Winslow with it. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. Winslow's got his first points of the night. Here's the natural. Good, and it's Berea who picks up the assist.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Timeout called, the Heat.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
You know, for the most part, their perimeter D is holding up, but they might have to sacrifice some of that to close down the lane.
Young. He's checked in for the Heat. Norman Powell comes in for Justice Winslow. 59 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Adams, the pass to Johnson, and Johnson with the stuff.
You look at that lead pass there. He just has such a great feel for the game.
The Heat trail by 20. And Waiters kicks to Rozier. Here's Powell. Second chance shot, kicks it to Waiters. There's the dish to Powell. A baseline J. That's good on the jump shot. There's 31 seconds left in the third. Adams, right side. Nails the 16-footer. Adams has got his first points in this one.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
He dishes it to Barea. The three. Here's Neto, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And the foul goes against Miami. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. And so it's the visiting team controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Head coach Eric Spoelstra mic'd up along the sideline. Let's check it out.
The difference in the game right now is those turnovers that led to fast breaks. Let's just get simple shots.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. They've got Norman Powell. Young is out there with Dion Waiters. Then there's Whiteside, and it's Dragic in at point guard. That's the group on the floor for Miami. That one good for 2.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And here are the Heat. There's the feed to Whiteside. Back to Dragic. Step back shot. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
Oh, that's some fancy ball handling right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble?
The anticipation of Favors is flawless. Knowing in advance he is going to rise up with the jumper as the pass is coming to him.
Open shot. Dragic up again. It's hauled in by Adams. They've shared the load offensively.
And guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
Now here's Dragic. He's tightly guarded. And Adams sends it back, but he gets it back. And again, it's Goran Dragic. Dragic has got 4 points in the quarter.
I love the effort there. Refuses to give up on that play.
Simmons got it. Good job in the low post.
Yeah, and in terms of accuracy, they are dominating the second half.
I like that they're trying to maximize the value of each possession, and you know their coach likes it.
Raiders for 3. They grab their own miss.
Yeah, and the presence of Whiteside in the paint, really unreal. He is a dominant figure down low. Great work to grab that second chance opportunity.
And the shot goes in.
And a high percentage look there, and he takes full advantage. Bumps up the lead.
Yeah, the lead now is double digits. Some tricky matchups out there. Not a lot of solutions. And you have to appreciate the aggression. Nice work inside.
Favors dishes to Allen. Looking for Adams. He gets it there. And Adams with the slam.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
1:11 left here in the fourth quarter. Now here's Powell. Young, a screen on Simmons. And the dunk by Powell.
And it was the screen there, guys, that freed him up as he ran his man into it.
And then it was all acceleration, GA, to the bucket right after that.
That was just a textbook pick that allowed him room, and he took advantage of it.
And just putting the finishing touches on this one, they have been on fire.
I mean, a fantastic run. The guys are really clicking, and the scoreboard reflects that.
That's tipped and stolen by Simmons. Jumps up, and Simmons slams it in.
Oh, quick hands on the steal, and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Terrific defensive instincts to come away with that one, and he showed no hesitation in how he completed that transition opportunity.
To the middle, hangs, and they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Winslow's checked in for Miami. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's the natural. uses the glass to finish the layup.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
With this big of a deficit in the score, you think the losing team would be playing harder. Nope, the opposite.
And when you're in catch-up mode, you can ill afford these kinds of errors.
I feel like they're getting ahead of themselves. Just need to rein it in. Focus on each individual possession.
Passes to Rainman. Here's the natural. Hands it from downtown.
Whether it's scoring, passing, or just acting as a decoy, his value to this team cannot be understated.
And so the road team gets the W in this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. We'll be catching up in a bit from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. The Philadelphia 76ers, they come in off a good outing against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And, you know, they knew what they wanted to do going in, and, boy, were they efficient and effective.
Absolutely. They were humming all game long. Every shot seemed to come so naturally to them tonight.
Now the starting group for the visitors. They've got Rain Man. Favors is out there with the machine. Then it's Simmons. And it's the natural in at the point guard.
And setting the tone early with a strong move to the rack.
Boy, seizing control right away. Send a message on that possession.
Here's Fultz. Defense right on him, and the Natural's going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. The visitors on defense. Simmons with it. To the right side. Shot clock at 5. The baseline J off the mark. Here's Rain Man. And oh, he just jams it right over Ben Simmons. Wow.
Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. That was a terrific replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. And Derek Favors picks up the foul. That's his first foul. 1:53 left here in the first quarter. For 3, Covington. The shot missing. 76ers on defense. 4-point game. Here's the Natural. Gets the three-pointer to fall. The Natural's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. There's 1:26 left here in the opening quarter. Simmons against Favors. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Fultz. The 76ers again can't hit it.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And now it's a double-digit lead. The Naturals got 6.
And right now, they have all the momentum. I mean, just look at the score.
No, there's no doubt. You can see it. The lead continues to grow. They're not slowing down. I love the pressure they're applying.
And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Cantor checked in for Embiid. Sharch comes in for Simmons. Luwawu-Cabarrot, he's checked in for Robert Covington. And Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Ian Clark. They get the rebound. The machine. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Sharch up top. He feeds it to Cantor. They need this one. And Adams sends it back.
And the defense of Steven Adams is so important to this team. They depend on him to be a rim protector now.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
But, Greg, no resistance, right? They're allowing them to get any kind of shot they want close. That simply can't happen.
16 seconds left in the first. There's a screen by Cantor. And here's Mudiay. They set the pick from deep three-point range and a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. The away team, they lead by 14. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys. We've got Johnson. So Rain Man out there. Adams is out there with Tony Allen. And it's Neto in at the 1 spot. And the shot is good.
And they're just dominating on both ends. And it's reflected now in the score.
Oh, absolutely, Greg. They're absolutely rolling in sync totally on both the offensive and defensive ends.
Confident play we're seeing out of them.
Yeah, and the scoreboard tells the story.
And Luwawu-Cabarrot is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, Emmanuel Mudiay spent a year in China prior to the NBA rather than playing in college. A lot of people respect what he did while he was over there. He said, being in a foreign country, everything is different. It made me mentally strong. Now in the NBA, he said, you've got to have confidence because every point guard in this league can play. You've got to keep that edge and be prepared at all times. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Mental fortitude is critical, especially when you're a young player in this league. And here are the 76ers now. They trail by 16. Luwawu. Over in the corner, Fultz. Not going to go that time. Excellent D there by Johnson. Here's Rain Man. Lays it up off the glass. Rain Man's got 8.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Mudiay kicks to Fultz. Got a piece of it. Johnson over to help. Screen by Sharch. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Here's Rain Man. 8 points for him. Johnson the screen. 5 to shoot. Oh!
Yes.
Goodness. Oh, he's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Now, here's Mudiay. Not a lot of room. And the 76ers with a completely new group now. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Here's Clark. This one on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
I'll tell you, that's a graceful finish. Not just any old layup. The teardrop.
Here's the natural. Defended by Covington. Here's the natural. Sinks the 15-footer. The natural's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Oh, I'll tell you, that's good basketball. You have to get a little creative against the big man, but I love his initiative.
Clark for 3. Doesn't get it to drop for him. 6-second difference between the shot and...
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
That's a beautiful jam.
Keeping the pressure on and starting to pad this lead around the halfway point.
Yeah, seems like they're starting to pull away a bit right now. They just look a little faster and a little hungrier than the opposition right now.
Covington setting the pick for Simmons. He kicks it to Covington. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Covington's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And guys, really admire how Simmons finds the open man consistently. The vision, the unselfishness. That's what you want to see out of him.
And so it's the...
And now, the 2K Sports
Welcome back,
Halftime
everybody.
Show.
It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Checking out the visiting team. Kenny, what's your take?
Well, it has been an electric performance. These guys were firing on all cylinders. They came out aggressive, going after those rebounds, and they were piling it up. I think they wanted to send a message with their physicality, and they're going to be nearly impossible.
And that is just about...
The beautiful skyline of downtown Philadelphia, all lit up, dressed up, and ready to go. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. You look at the natural, he's been playing really well.
His points production thus far, off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters, just a...
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Here's the natural. While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. And so in the game for the 76ers, Covington and Simmons, the duo at forward. Fultz is out there with Ian Clark, and it's Embiid in at the center, filling out the middle. Good on the bucket. 9 points for the machine.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Embiid the screen. Here's Simmons, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And the athleticism that Simmons has is downright unreal. Just a remarkable talent who has the potential to be one of the all-time greats.
So it's the visitors now. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Here's the screen. Here's the natural. He's got 10. From down in the low post, it goes. The Natural's got 12 points in the game.
Listen, he's been a key component of their offense tonight, efficient and effective.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. And the Natural's going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. And some changes here for the 76ers. Cantor checked in for Embiid, and Dario Saric subbed in for Robert Covington. And Philadelphia calls time here.
And his guys are getting frustrated. Coach just really kind of needs to calm them down.
I think, Greg, they've got to continue to believe that the next shot is going to go in. He can hopefully communicate that effectively to them. Well, he works to find the open space behind the arc, and it pays off with the 3. Nice.
Here's the screen. Here's Rain Man, guarded by Simmons. Here's the machine. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Some solid defense from Saric. The 76ers shooting their first free throws of the night.
That's his first personal foul. At the line for your 76ers, Ben Simmons.
The first one falls. Tony Allen's checked in for Rain Man. And so he makes both from the line. Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. Pass to the Natural. This one for 3. Buries it from 3-point range. The Natural's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
I'll tell you got to admire the energy. This guy really wants to put this one away.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Neto. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
And the explosiveness of Fultz really is incredible. Just he's effortless in terms of getting where he wants on the court.
Richaun Holmes, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Emmanuel Mudiay comes in for Ian Clark. The feed now to Allen. Here's the machine, guarded by Holmes. Just 5 on the clock. That shot is off.
And you know, he's got the ability, but the question is that really the best shot you can get?
You know, I don't think so, Greg. The defense will give up that deep a shot all day. You got to continue to move the basketball.
Here's the machine. Outside for Barea. Here's the Natural. Misses the 3. The 76ers trail by 16. Mudiay past to Fultz. Poked away. And Simmons kicks to Holmes. Misses from close range.
Well, defenders are in the area, and that's all it took to force him to change his release.
And so it's the visiting team with a sizable lead. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Here's Fultz. They've got Adams. Simmons is out there with Favors. Then there's J.J. Barea. And it's the natural in at the 2 guard. And Adams sends it back. Here's the natural. Now Covington. And he goes in for the dunk.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
And weak rotation defensively. This is not a guy you want to leave open when you're trying to stay in the game.
Now, the defense just not in sync there, right? You've got to do a better job communicating.
60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Here's the natural. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, easy call.
Clark, he's checked in for Rashawn Holt. Timeout called the 76ers. They trail by 17. 1:56 left to play in the final quarter. Here's Clark, guarded by Simmons. Clark dishes to Embiid. He trains the quick shot.
Oh, he is one hard player to deal with at the offensive end.
1:44 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Rain Man, defended by Covington, and Embiid pulls it down.
Yeah, good interior D there, prevents the deuce.
Well, if he wasn't there, that shot's going in. Love the effort on the defensive end.
The 76ers trail by 15. Embiid the screen. There's the steal.
You could tell it was almost tunnel vision on that pass. Had no idea where the defender was. And feels like that one could be the dagger. Not enough time to completely erase this deficit.
Well, Greg, it's going to be tough, that's for sure. A shot like that has to devastate the other team.
Covington setting the pick for Fultz. Clark for 3. No good on that one. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Good D by Embiid. And here are the 76ers now. 17-point game. And Simmons kicks to Favors. Here's Rain Man. Nice touch on the bank shot.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Well, there's no doubt this guy's on a hot streak right now. That's why he keeps getting the ball in this one. They're like, hey, we're going to feed the hot hand.
Fultz kicks to Clark. 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
You simply can't give him that. You have to fight through the screen and at least get a hand in the face of the shooter.
And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
Well, this is exactly how you put teams away. Late game execution leads to a tremendous win.
Here's Rain Man. Passes it to the natural. Here's the 3, and the 3 ball is good.
And how about the consistency from range tonight? Really impressive.
Well, it is all about the 3 ball nowadays in the NBA. And when he's hitting from there, it's going to make things very tough on the defense.
The visiting club takes the win on the road. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching.